Hey everyone, welcome to Mr. Teach Film Preach. If you're a lover of films like I am, and if you learn from films as much as I do, then you are in the right place. And if you're in the right place, then click like down below and subscribe to my channel. That would be beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Today we are reviewing the action-packed, extremely violent, bloody film, Mortal Kombat. This is a remake or a reimagining of the classic 1995 video game turned into film, spelt with the K. Did I spell this right? Yes. The story focuses on a young MMA fighter named Cole Young who is recruited to save the world, the Earth realm, from the Outer Realm, which is a violent world full of a bunch of monsters and warriors who are destined to take over Earth realm. So Cole and a bunch of other Earth champion fighters have to band together to save the universe. It's a video game adaptation into a film from a game that's just about fighting each other with super abilities, and it's really bloody and violent at times. The Mortal Kombat film from 1995 I really enjoy. Annihilation, not so much.
And it is glorious!
Too bad you will die.
As long as the portal remains open, your world becomes my world.
James Remar as Raiden. Dexter's dad as Raiden.
Virus.
I was never per se the biggest Mortal Kombat fan. I played the Sega Genesis video game growing up as a kid, blowing each other up, pulling out each other's spines, punching each other's heads off. It was great fun.
The mask is slipping.
I don't know how accurate this adaptation is to the video games or really to the story of Mortal Kombat. I haven't seen anything since really Sega Genesis back in holy shit, I'm old. Hello, darkness, my old friend. This movie was directed by Simon McQuoid, I think I'm saying his name right, and he really made a great decision to make Mortal Kombat movie rated R. Thank God he did that. Some of the great finishes that are in this movie are awesome, especially with Kung Lao and his spinning hat and Sub-Zero ripping off certain person's arms. Being able to use all his powers. Scorpion, when he was there, was awesome.
Get over here!
And also, I really loved the backstory into Sub-Zero and Scorpion and where that kind of came from. They really explored that. I love the first 10, 12 minutes of this film where you got to see them come together and fight, and that whole first little action-packed scene at the beginning, just loved it. It was really interesting because it felt like they were taking this subject matter and stuff a bit more seriously, and I was like, great, this is going to be really interesting. And it was pretty violent and really cool. You got to see Sub-Zero's freezing abilities and his powers, so I was really excited. And then we got to really center on a character of Cole, who I didn't really care too much about. I don't remember him from the games. Maybe he's in another Mortal Kombat adaptation or something. I just think that they should have chosen, again, to follow either Liu Kang or Sonya, or make one of those people the main character. I don't know why we have to throw in this kid and his backstory with his family and stuff. This is a fighting movie. Don't make this a storyline. Make it a fighting tournament. Another thing, they didn't really have a tournament in this movie. They briefly mentioned it a few times, and it was kind of throughout the film that they talk about it, but there was never a tournament. Chekhov's gun.
Reference a great tournament of champions.
If you talk about a tournament and then don't give us a tournament ever, man, at least make it a part of the story. It doesn't have to be the focal center point. It could just be the reason why they all come together, which they do, but then they never get to the tournament. It was really frustrating that way. And the main characters I just really wasn't into. I wanted more stuff on Sub-Zero and Scorpion. Why can't we just make them a good sole focus? Why are they always the side characters? And I get it, you don't want to expose them too much, but give them a little bit more screen time. When you got an amazing actor like Hiroyuki Sanada playing Scorpion, use him. Have him there. This is an actor that's been in so many great movies. The Wolverine, Sunshine. He was in a little tiny movie out 2 years ago. You might have heard of it. Avengers Endgame. And also one of my personal favorites he's been in, The Last Samurai. This man is an amazing actor. If you're gonna have him in a film like this, use him more than just like for 10 minutes. I I just wanted a bit more of certain characters and a bit less of other characters. As a Mortal Kombat film, as a movie that's about a fight game, I wanted just so much more action. And it was there. There were aspects of it that were really great, don't get me wrong. But I wanted it to be a little bit more scary, a little bit more crazy, a little bit more frightening for our characters. It felt like it was just really glossed over. It almost was like watching the original Justice League back in 2017, where it had this shiny gloss over it before Zack Snyder came back this year and fixed everything. That's what this kind of felt like. It was like, man, they should have just gone a little bit grittier with it, make the punches really connect and the fight scenes really pop, but they went with this fast editing style. I love usually when movies have these great wide shots and they linger and they stay on the action, so we get to see the stunt work. And then instead, when they cut like that, I often find it's because their stunt work and stuff isn't that great after all. Some of the fight scenes were good, and some of them I've already forgotten about them, and I just finished watching the film like 20 minutes ago. Sub-Zero was rad. Scorpion was amazing. I even liked Sonya in this as well, but Liu Kang was this really weak, nothing sort of bringing to things. Aspects of this film that really were awesome, and the fight scenes were pretty good. But if you have a rated R Mortal Kombat movie, go all out. The fight scenes leading up to the big deaths were just, fights never really mattered. They were just focusing on the fatalities, and that's just not a really compelling action film to watch. I felt like they were actually pulling their punches on the fight scenes a lot of the time, which was a bit disappointing. It just takes so long, I felt like, to set things up that it was like, okay, let's get going. This movie felt like a giant setup for a second Mortal Kombat. It better be a tournament. Like, they have to go that direction. So yes, I had a lot of fun. It was a good time. I was very entertained. If you're into the Mortal Kombat games, I feel like you'll really love this movie, especially those fatalities and stuff. There's some great lines, some great references, some fun characters you get to cheer for, but the story was lacking, of course. But that's not even the worst part. It was really the fight scenes, except for the first 10 minutes, that fight scene between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, which was amazing. The rest of it just felt okay. It felt decent, but not amazing. It felt fine, but they could have gone further. Maybe they're saving it for the next film, who knows, but I felt like this movie just lacked a little bit. It just wasn't quite there. I'm gonna go ahead and give this film a kind of middle in the mark grade, a C+. What did you guys think of Mortal Kombat 2021? Was it amazing? Were you anticipating this film for a long time like me? Were you let down and disappointed? Or were you pleasantly surprised at how much you loved it? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Come back and check out some more Mr. Teach Film Preach, like Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Sponge on the Run movie, or also Godzilla vs. Kong. Stay safe, stay healthy out there. We'll see you next time. And as always, let's get taught.